Hello everyone, and in this video I will be blanking my EGR valve and also removing the EGR cooler on my 2006 Audi A3 with a 2-litre TDi engine. So if you imagine this is your engine, the exhaust gases go out of the exhaust manifold into the heat exchanger or the EGR cooler. Once cooled, the gases then travel down this metal tube into this little vacuum activated EGR valve. This here is the ASV or the anti-shutter valve. While it stays fully open when the engine is running, it closes when you shut in the engine because it prevents any air from entering the engine and thus ensures a smooth shutdown. Now, some people choose to remove this while deleting the EGR and it's fine, but I will be keeping mine. Now for our two blanking plates, one is going to go right here and the other right here. So with all of that in mind, let's get started.
As you can see, here's the ASV and EGR valve assembly connected via a metal tube to the EGR cooler. And to get better access, I will start by removing all of this intake piping right here. You can already see the antifreeze residue left by a bad connection on the EGR cooler. To have more space for work, the battery can go as well. Now, before we carry out any work on the coolant lines, make sure your engine has cooled down. The last thing you want is spilling boiling coolant all over your hands. Let's also open the reservoir cap just to relieve any potential pressure in the system. Since the access to secondary lines is restricted, let's disconnect them right here. These two nuts were the last thing holding the EGR cooler in place, coupling it to the manifold. You can very clearly see the effects of a leaky connection on the cooler. The same can also be seen on the catalytic converter, turbo oil feed and the vacuum lines. Before blanking the intake, let's clean up the surface a little. Just to seal it up real good, I'm using some high temperature silicone sealant. As for the exhaust blanking plate, I'm using some exhaust paste. With intake and exhaust plates in place, let's connect the coolant lines using this 19mm brass connector. The old spring clip wasn't in the best state, so I replaced it with a Jubilee clip instead. For our secondary coolant lines, let's salvage some rubber from the EGR cooler and connect the inlet to the outlet. Lastly, let's block off the EGR vacuum line using a simple screw. Once that's done, let's tuck that away neatly. With all of the small things complete, we can begin the reassembly. Let's top up the reservoir with some fresh coolant.
So now that everything under the bonnet is assembled, let's go start the engine and see if there's any leaks.
And actually, let's remove the engine cover to gain a better view.
So as you can see, there's a bunch of faults on the dash, but they should clear up as soon as I start driving the car.
And all the joints look good, seems to be all tight. No drips under the car either. Let's shut down the engine now.
So guys, that's going to conclude our video for today. We have successfully blanked the EGR valve and we have removed the EGR cooler. Now the next thing would be to pay a visit to your local tuning garage and have them map the EGR out of the ECU. And the first reason would be simply to get rid of the check engine light, and the second reason would be to ensure optimum engine performance. So this is going to be it for today guys. Thank you very much for watching. This was Adam G and see you soon.